I would much rather know that I'm waking up at this time, I'm getting this done, then I'm moving on to this, then I'm moving on to this. And that for me has helped a lot. It is so difficult for me to wake up, already be tired because I have so much to do and I want to take care of myself as well. And then just sit there and meditate and then not think about the million things I have to do.
Do you want to shift gears?
Yeah.
And I think about this a lot, but when I first started investing of kind of my habits and my processes and just kind of my routine building, on how important that was and how it created kind of I didn't know of this, but maybe a flow state. When you started investing, or was there some periods where you got into really good habits, and maybe you are now, but what's a way in which you kind of structure, because as you and I both know, and many other people, I mean, this industry is fun. It's exciting. You're always learning something, but with that, it's fairly intense and, can provide some stress. And it's not just, pure stress. It's more of there's a lot of things that need to be answered, thought about, and a lot of different items that you need to weigh for every decision we make. I mean, every decision we make affects people. It affects finances. It affects our investors. We're purchasing properties. It affects those residents. There's just numerous things that come out from this, and different relationships with different vendors, which can be almost overwhelming sometimes. You've seen how many unread emails I have, and I know how many emails you get daily, where there can be a lot to it. So how do you find balance to keep conquering everything? I mean, our growth, we've grown over 2,500 units, close to 2,600 now as of today, in 5.5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's great. Look, I think that like a business, I think we should view ourselves as a work in progress, right? One of the things that Shivani tells me often is that, look, I think you should manage, and this is true, and this is applicable to everybody, is there's going to be stress, and no matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you show up, you're part of the line crew and you're just doing your thing. It doesn't matter if you own a business and you have 40 employees and you're in charge of $211 million of your investors' money. There's going to be stress. And whether it's fair or not to compare the stresses, I think the most important thing is, how do you handle the stress? So the answer to the question is, I'm a work in progress. I can tell you, when I was working 2 full-time jobs, I wasn't doing the best job, and now I'm doing a lot better job, but I could still get a lot better. One of the things that I really thrive off, that you've seen in the last 2 weeks, you haven't necessarily seen me thrive, but I felt a thriving, and I think you've seen in the last 2 weeks, is that I'm a creature of habit. I would much rather know that I'm waking up at this time, I'm getting this done, then I'm moving on to this, then I'm moving on to this. And that for me has helped a lot. Look, I've read the Millionaire Mindset, or the Miracle Morning for entrepreneurs, the regular one, YouTube, and everyone talks about waking up, meditating. I can't do that. And what's his name? Hormozi.
Hal Elrod. Oh, Alex Hormozi.
Elrod's the author of the Miracle Morning, right? So Hormozi's like, I like to wake up and start working. First off, Elrod's book and studies are based upon a lot of scientific research. Now, it depends on which scientists or doctors or whatever you talk to, but regardless, I can tell you this. My work in progress answer is, I tried that so much, but because of my personality, it is so difficult for me to wake up, already be tired because I have so much to do and I want to take care of myself as well, and then just sit there and meditate, and then not think about the million things I have to do. I do a lot better with either waking up and just knocking off 5 to 10 of the most important things and then getting a workout in, or what I've really loved recently is just to just wake up and just start working out right away. Like I get out of the workout and I'm like, I don't care if it's 30 things or 3 things. I'm going to dominate these things. I just dominated that workout. Like that's a great feeling for me. And so I think that whether you're part of a line crew or you're a doctor, engineer, or a nurse, or whatever you're doing, I think that your ability to, whatever fits you on how you can handle that stress and allow it, instead of allowing that stress to affect you, I feel that's the most important thing about how we approach everything we do.
No, I couldn't agree more. You have to find what's going to fit you and what's going to allow you to be most productive, but also think most clearly for your lifestyle and what you have going on. You know, I read this quote the other day, and there's a whole string of them, but you can choose your hard. It's hard to be unhealthy. I mean, you're going to struggle. It's also hard to wake up at 4 a.m. and go to the gym. Choose your hard. Which hard would you prefer?
Love it.
And I've certainly chosen both of those, and you as well. I mean, we've gone down both paths, and we realize that the hard is on the productivity side. One thing I've found recently, since you and I have been going back to the gym and I've kind of got onto this big health kick, is getting up. First thing I'll do in the morning, I'm doing my best not to check my phone, but if I do, it's no more than 2 minutes. Go high level topics. If there's any text messages from the night before, I'll look at my top line of emails and I'll just star them, and I'll get to them after the next things. I'll get some water, Himalayan sea salt, some lemon. The salt in it is really good for you, for your amino acids, just kind of energies. It helps your body absorb the water and the fluids. Then the next thing, as we're driving to the gym, I'll put on some sort of educational or motivational type book. So that's 15 minutes I have uninterrupted. It's 5:10 a.m., driving completely dark. And during that, I'll practice breathing techniques. So it's 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 6 seconds out. So there's something to be said, and I can't remember what it is, if it increases dopamine or serotonin. So if your exhale is longer than your inhale, you have almost an immediate increase in serotonin, which makes you feel better. So you do that 5 to 10 to 15 times. And I can tell you, the days I don't do that, I notice the difference. Mm-hmm. It is incredible. When I get back home, shower, hang out with the kids. Typically the kids are getting up, getting breakfast. I'll make sure that my shower ends with at least 30 to 45 seconds of cold. I hate it. And maybe my definition of cold isn't freezing, but 55, 65 degrees. And I promise you, the days that I leave out just one of those items, I can notice the difference.